Hey guys, welcome back to another Modern World History 101 video. Today we'll be talking about the Renaissance. The Renaissance era was a time period of great achievement and revival of the arts, literature, politics, music, religion, and learning. The Renaissance began in 1350 in Italy, spread to the rest of Europe around 1450, and lasted until 1620. The Middle Ages, the time period before the Renaissance, brought suffering, war, and a plague to the people of Europe that impacted their social, economical, and government order. The people who survived these drastic events started to question the power of the church and their God, while people in Italy used this time to focus their attention on non-religious aspects of life. Amongst other things, the Italians began to turn their attention towards recreating art so that it resembled the classical texts of ancient Greece and Rome. With the help of patrons, artists began to revolutionize the way in which they created their pieces and the central focus of the piece. Evolving from religion being the main idea of their work like they had during the medieval times, Renaissance artists would minimize the amount of religious components of their pieces and incorporate more classical elements. Here is young Sandro Botticelli, an Italian painter from the early Renaissance era. He created The Birth of Venus in 1485, and it was considered one of his most famous pieces. The artwork depicts Venus, the goddess of love, emerging from the sea in a shell. She's being pushed from the wind gods, and a nymph is reaching out to cover her with a cloak. The piece shows advancement in how humans were depicted in artwork, by showing them in their nude form, much like ancient Greek art. Also, women were rarely the focal point of art pieces during the Renaissance. Next, we have Leonardo da Vinci, also known as the Renaissance Man. He painted the Last Supper between 1495 and 1498. It depicts Jesus' Last Supper alongside his 12 apostles, moments before he was captured and crucified. Leonardo uses techniques called aerial perspective, in which he made the horizon and the landscape dull and colorless to create the illusion of depth in the piece. The focal point of this image is Jesus. However, the humanist element of this piece is the human-like positions and emotions of the apostles. This masterpiece is a prime example of religion and humanism being balanced in one art piece. Painted between 1503 and 1517, the Mona Lisa is considered one of the world's most famous paintings, another creation by Leonardo da Vinci and arguably one of the greatest art pieces of all time. The portrait is thought to be of Lisa Gherardini, a merchant's wife. This piece is a humanist piece in the sense that it focuses on the individual and portrays a regular woman rather than a religious or royal figure. Da Vinci uses colors, shadows, and perspective to demonstrate the lifelike qualities of the figure in the image. It is believed that the Mona Lisa stares at you from every direction, and it's debated whether she's smiling or not. The Virgin and Child with Canon van der Pijl was created in 1436 by Jan van Eyck. Filled with vibrant details, the central focus of this artwork is Virgin Mary and her robe. In her lap, she holds a naked baby Jesus and sits on a throne that is the center of the image. The three saints that surround the Virgin and the Child are dressed in robes that Van Eyck embellished with immaculate details. He topped off the painting by adding detailed windows, arches, canvases, columns, and rugs in the background. To sum this up, the people of Europe transformed their art from demonstrating royal and religious figures and Christian stories during the Middle Ages to the rebirthing of classical art form of Greek and Roman culture that demonstrated the achievement and success of the individual.